Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for clicking on this video. In this video, I'm gonna show you how you could create a design like this using rhinestones, hot fix rhinestones, fabric, and glitter HTV. So if that is something you are interested in, do keep on watching. Silhouette Studio's business edition. And the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to go to my left where you see this A. I'm going to click on it and I'm gonna click anywhere on my page. Now, I'm going to type the word Jamaican. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna highlight it. I'm gonna go over here to my right where you see A and a vertical bar. That's the text style panel. I'm gonna click on it. And I'm going to change this font that was defaulted to Arial to one that is called Boisterous Sketch 2. Now this is what it looks like. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and convert this to a rhinestones. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to incorporate the rhinestones in the design. So what I usually do is I like to look at the file itself to see if it's a good candidate for the rhinestone template. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change the spacing. So I'm gonna go over here where it says spacing. So I'm gonna use an edge. I'm gonna go to spacing and I'm gonna change it to a 0.15. I'm gonna press enter. Now the rhinestones are closer together, but what I need to do is I'm going to duplicate it, put it to the side in case anything happens, and I'm going to go up to object at the top right here, object. I'm going to make it a compound path. When you make it a compound path, the rhinestones will go away, but don't be alarmed, just put it back. Now what that does is that it eliminates all the overlapping stones and it makes your life so much better. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a color on this so that you could see what I'm doing. So I'm done with the Jamaican part. I'm gonna go over here again to my A and I'm gonna click on it and I'm gonna click anywhere on my canvas and I'm gonna type the word Queen in all caps. I'm going to change this font because it's defaulted to Arial. I'm going to go over here again to my A where you see the vertical bar. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to change this font to a font that's called bold marker. Okay, I'm going to make this font a little bit bigger. I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm going to press Ctrl D, put it to the side. Always duplicate your work because you do not want it to mess up and you have to go back all over again just a bit. So when I have this, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go down to my character spacing and I'm gonna take it up and I'm gonna make it a little bit wider than how it is. The reason why, so I made it 115, maybe you could do 100 and maybe 10, but I'm going to keep it at 115. And then I'm going to go ahead, right click and convert it to path. Now, when I do that, now it gives me a true definition or of what the size really is. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to my right where you see this star. It's the offset panel. I'm going to click on it. Now I'm going to put an offset on this, an offset of 0.135 inches for the distance, okay? And I'm gonna press enter. I'm gonna press apply. I'm gonna leave the corners as rounded. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to press object and I'm going to group it together. Without touching anything, I'm going to group it because when you put the offset on it, it's going to break it apart. So it's not going to be grouped anymore. So you'll have to group it afterwards. The next thing I'm going to do for the offset that I created, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it into a rhinestone. Okay, so I'm going to put my rhinestone panel here because I will be working with it. So I'm going to click on edge because I do want it to be an edge. And you see why I told you to make the spacing, because if you look at this, you're going to see that if I did not give that spacing initially, it would be too close to each other. So I like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put an outline. I'm gonna put a color so that you could see, and I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take that line off. So this is the rhinestone part of the design. I like it like this. It looks nice to me. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna work on the inside. So this design is I'm gonna work with three different um, things. I'm gonna work with rhinestones, I'm going to work with glitter, and I'm gonna work with fabric. So in order to get my glitter portion, I'm going to click on my inside. Well, I know, so I don't need my rhinestone panel anymore for now. So I'm gonna put that to the side. So I'm gonna put a color inside because I wanted to see what I'm doing. I'm gonna put green and I'm gonna take the line off. Now, this is what you're gonna have. Now, this you could use to make a do the fabric and rhinestones, or you could do glitter and rhinestones if you're going to do that. But I want an fabric, rhinestones, and glitter. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on Queen. I know that Queen is selected because it's showing green here. I'm gonna go back to my offset panel and I'm gonna put an internal offset in this one. And I'm gonna change the spacing to the distance to 0.40. I'm gonna press enter and I'm gonna press apply. When that happens, it's going to be ungrouped. I'm gonna go here, go to object, I'm gonna group it together, then I'm gonna change the color so that you could see what I'm doing. I'm gonna put a yellow there. And this is what you're gonna have. I'm gonna take the line off. So this is what you are going to have. So let me recap what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut out the rhinestone version of it. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay. I'm gonna use the red part is the rhinestone. The green part is gonna be the glitter, and the yellow part is going to be the fabric. Now, the green and the yellow part, I'm going to modify that when I reach the Cricut design space. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm going to select everything and I'm going to size it to the size that I want. So I'm thinking about a size like about 11 inches. Now, size is going to be very important when it comes on to making this template, because the size that you created here in Silhouette Studio has to be the size that you use in Cricut Design Space. Why? Because if you go ahead and you resize it into Cricut Design Space after you've made it here, then the rhinestones are going to cut incorrectly. So you have to ensure that the size that you're working with here is the size that you actually need. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up. Let me zoom up so that you could see what I'm doing. This is what it looks like. And I don't need the offset panel anymore. I'm gonna click that off and I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to release the rhinestones. Now, in order for you to make this a compound pass so that you could cut it into Cricut Design Space, you have to go ahead and release those stones. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to my rhinestone panel, and I'm going to click on the rhinestones, and I'm gonna release those stones, okay? So I'm gonna release the stones. Okay, when you release the stones, you're gonna see boxes around the stones. Don't be alarmed, it's just letting you know that the stones have been released, and now you could go ahead and modify the file. But to be honest with you, you're going to see that um, these stones are perfect the way they are. I don't need to make any adjustments. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to go to my edit, select by color, and I'm going to click on bifill. I'm going to click on the um, I'm going to click on the red, and I'm going to go up there to object. I'm going to press group, and then I'm going to go back to object, and I'm going to make it a compound path. When you make it a compound path, the color will go away. Don't be alarmed. Sometimes you have another color selected initially and it defaults to that color. You just have to be careful when it comes onto that. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna select a color. I'm gonna select black. Okay, so after you do the black and you make it into a compound path, you're going to click on the green, and you're also going to make that into a compound path. So I'm going to make the green into a compound path. Also, I'm going to click on the yellow, and I'm going to go up to object, and I'm going to make that a compound path too. The reason why is because when I get into this Cricut Design Space, I want to be able to cut it out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to group it together. When I group it, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save it, go to save it as Jam Queen 2, save it as an SVG, and I'm gonna press OK. Okay guys, so we are in Cricut Design Space. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna press upload, and I'm going to grab the image. So I'm gonna go to browse, and I'm gonna go to Jam Queen 2, and I'm gonna open. This is it. I'm gonna press continue, and I'm gonna upload it to my canvas. When you upload it to your canvas, ensure that the size is the correct size. This is very important. Now, if you remember what we did in the previous video, you see that we did 11.2. So now what we're gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ungroup this design. Now the rhinestone portion, I'm going to hide it for now, and we're going to work on this two layers right here. Now what I want to do is to slice out the top layer from the bottom layer. So I'm going to click on it, click on both of them, and I'm going to go down to my slice, and I'm going to click on it. Okay, it will look like nothing happened, but if I remove this, right, you see that this area is out. Okay, and that's what we want. So I'm going to delete this right here because I don't need it, but I do need this piece. Okay, so this piece is going to be the fabric. This piece is going to be my glitter, and then I'm gonna unhide my rhinestone. This piece is my rhinestone piece. So I'm gonna hit on make it, gonna save. Now all these things have to be cut differently, okay? They have to be cut differently. Okay, so this is what you are going to do. you're going to go ahead and you're going to cut it out. If you're new to rhinestones, um, there are persons who use the heavy cardstock method to cut this out. You will not mirror the rhinestones. Also, for the queen, which is the fabric, you're going to use a different setting to cut it out. You're going to type in a fabric setting and you're going to cut it out using that setting. And for the glitter, remember, you will have to mirror your image. I'm gonna go ahead and cut out my, I do the fabric first. So I have my dial set to custom and I'm gonna go to browse all materials and I'm going to type fabric and I'm going to polyester bonded. I'm gonna press done and I'm gonna go for more pressure. Okay guys, to do this project you're going to need the fabric of your choice. I'm using this Kinte fabric. You're going to need glitter. I'm actually going to use black. You're going to need Heat and Bond Ultra. You're going to need a shirt of your choice. Of course, you're going to need the template and you're going to need transfer tape. You're also going to need the rhinestones that you're going to use. I'm using the White Cloud AB today to do this project. Okay, so I'm gonna cut my fabric. So I need an amount like about 12" by 4". Okay, so this is the amount that I'm going to need. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going to iron on the Heat and Bond Ultra onto the fabric. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so you're gonna need the same amount of Heat and Bond, okay? So when you have the Heat and Bond, you're going to have a rough side and you're gonna have a paper side. So you're going to place the rough side on the wrong side of the fabric, okay? So this is the wrong side of my fabric. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to cut off that amount. Okay, my heat press is ready. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna iron this on. Remember, the rough side goes onto the fabric. And I'm using my mini heat press for this. So this is what you're going to go ahead and cut out the pieces. So do not take off the backing, okay? Not as yet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna brush in my stones. So this is my stone that I'll be using. This is my template. You're going to need a brush, painter's brush, and a wax pencil. You're just going to brush in a circular motion so that those stones fall into the hole. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, you're gonna use the transfer tape. And this is old, just letting you know. And then I'm gonna transfer them. Okay. Now to cut out, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out my letters, and I'm gonna cut my glitter. Guys, so for the fabric grip, you're going to take and you're gonna place it like this. Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna cut this out. Glitter, remember, you're using glitter, you have to mirror your image. And you have to place the shiny side down. Okay, like this. Okay, ensure that it's down, use your brayer. You don't want that moving. And I'm gonna cut it out, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and weed. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut out the glitter. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the words, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna put it inside. So you see the backing came off. I'm gonna put it inside the, ensuring that it is at the correct place. Okay. Shouldn't put it here. Sure there's no gap. There's a gap. Take it back off.
What?
Okay. So this is what you're gonna have. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm gonna do is lint roll. Today I'm using a large green shirt from Gildan, and the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to go ahead, find the middle of my shirt, and then I'm going to put the rhinestones down first. Now my heat press is heating up to 340 degrees, and I'm gonna take you over and we're gonna press this and see how it comes. Okay guys, so I went and I found the crease in my shirt to find the middle. Now I'm gonna put my rhinestones down. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna press this. Okay, so this is pressed. I'm gonna take it off because it's a hot peel. All right, guys, so I'm gonna do the other layer now. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel it off. All right, guys, this is the final result of what we just did. This is how it turned out. I did had to go back in and use my mini heat press to kind of lay the glitter down. So I would suggest you do the glitter and the fabric first, and then you put your rhinestones, because I felt like when I pressed the rhinestones first, then the heat press wasn't making contact with the glitter portion. So if you notice right here, it shifted just a tiny bit, but who can tell? No, this is the final results. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.